Hey everyone, welcome to Learning Sharp. Out here messing around in the garage. I recently got a Benchmade mini barrage. The edge that came on it was real bad. I threw a quick edge on it, but I'm still not happy with it. So we're gonna figure this would be a good one to start over and sharpen for you. We're gonna start out on a 400 diamond plate from Best Sharpening Stones. I believe they call these the ultra sharp plates. Plated diamond is not my favorite abrasive. Cut the edge off, de-stress it, but they're fast and it'll work for what we're doing today. Trying a different camera angle so you guys can see a little bit more of what I'm doing. Not using a ton of pressure, just the weight of my hands. And I didn't Sharpie the bevel this time, only because when I finished it up the other day, I put a little bit of a polished edge on it, so I can see where I'm abrading and where I'm not. With plated diamonds, you don't need to use a lot of pressure. They're very aggressive and they cut well. They cut deep. So just the weight of your hands is plenty. This is a 400 grit that we started with. And you can remove a lot of material real quick if you aren't careful. We're just working towards a burr. Seems like folks tend to have trouble in the tip and the heel as far as sharpness and getting the burr. Oh yeah, all right. We've established a burr. Bevel's good width-wise for me. I don't freak out about getting the bevel the exact same width, and I save the steel. These are my knives. They're not show knives. You know, they're just users. I'm going to go ahead and even this one up some. Kind of changed my mind on that. Was going to leave it alone, but 400 diamond plate, it abrades it quick. This is only 154 cm. Make some into the edge deburring strokes. Pretty good and even enough. It'll come out in some more sharpenings. I'd rather save the steel. It was a user when I got it and needed some love anyway. .154 cm is not a super wear resistant high carbide steel. So it's pretty good to work with. There we go. All right, so now we'll go ahead and rinse the plate back off. I like to rinse diamond plates off because especially the coarser plates, they catch every little thing and you can feel every little bump. We're going to this is a double-sided plate. This is a 1200. Again, these are from Best Sharpening Supplies. Best Sharpening Stones, sorry. So now we'll just work on refining that 400 grit up. Oh yeah. Get a nice consistent scratch pattern. Again, only the weight of our hands. We're locking our wrist and essentially pushing with the two fingers that are resting on the blade. And I couldn't tell you what angle I'm at. To be honest, I've never checked. I've just kind of developed a muscle memory that I know where I hold the bevel, where I hold my angle. I could throw it in the TS Prof and figure it out and whatnot, but it's not really that important to me. The electroplated diamond plates essentially are just a flattened steel plate, and the abrasive is electroplated right to the top of it. So whether it's CBN or diamond, they're going to leave the coarsest finish out of pretty much any abrasive. We'll get into it in another video. A lot of folks seem to think they sharpen on a 600 grit diamond plate and they get that toothy edge. Well, you're really just getting deeper scratches. It's just a rougher edge. It has no more teeth than a properly done polished or finer edge. We'll do a video about abrasives coming up, but we'll go ahead and take this one too. This is again an ultra sharp 2200 grit plate from Best Sharpening Stones. I like this one. This one gives a really nice finish. Real nice, real consistent looking. Again, we're just using water with a little bit of dish soap in it. Nothing crazy. And again, we're just refining. We were sharp on our first stone, on the 400. We had apex both sides, traded the burr. So now we're just refining the scratch pattern and working on burr minimization. It's also easy. Where a lot of guys start to lose it is in the refinement part. You can refine the tooth right out of an edge by working your higher grit stones too long. And that's part of where I like a toothy edge, piece of lint there, comes from, with stopping at like 400 and 600 grit. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you should sharpen and make edges that work for what you do with them. Me, I'm a professional diesel mechanic for a living. I'll cut everything from plastic banding to zip ties to wood to rubber hose, plastic airline. You name it, I'll end up cutting it. I don't hold back. I don't always reach for a box cutter. I'll cut copper wire if I have to, out on the road working. You know, I work up on top of bodies that it's not always convenient to get down to get something. So my knives, they take a beating. And that's part of why I started learning how to sharpen. I wanted to be able to keep them in as tip-top edge as I can, and tip-top shape as I can. Work that tip a little bit more. Again, we're going to weaken the burr with some into the edge strokes. Shouldn't have too much of a burr really at 2200, especially on a diamond plate. 154 cm isn't exactly one that makes a big old burr that is hard to get off, or minimize, I should say. Again, if you guys see something that you think will work better or be better, comment. I'm always open to suggestions and learning. That's what this is all about. All right. Get this stuff out of the way here now. So now we'll go ahead and get out the burring strap. Just flesh side 8 to 9 ounce veg tan cowhide leather, prepped to about, it's a 120 or 220, and this is actually suede leather. So much finer. Right there at the tip, I can in the belly, I can feel that burr. So we'll just work on minimizing that, breaking it down with the cowhide. Same angle I'm sharpening at. Nothing changes. I don't change stropping angle. You know, I don't do any of that. Pretty much what I sharpen at is what I strop at. Try not to do over angle passes to minimize the burr. Then you run the risk of snow plowing your bevel, your apex, into the stone. The stones will tell you if you're off angle. They'll usually bark at you. They'll let you know. Go ahead and do a quick cut test before we strop with some emulsion. Hope y'all can see that. I'm working on lighting and trying to get better angles for the camera and whatnot. We're gonna strop this one on, this is 3 micron gunny juice polycrystalline diamond emulsion on horse butt leather. That's another place that guys over refine their edges and then they say they don't have enough tooth, is on strops. You don't need to go crazy and strop 100 passes. You will refine the teeth right out of that edge. You can polish them and remove that tooth right out. Even if you're using hardware store compounds, you know, whether it be chromium oxide, silicon carbide, I can feel it, that burr's all gone now. So we're gonna do some finishing strokes into the edge. Polycrystalline diamond emulsion though is very, very effective. That'll do it. So now we've stropped, we've gotten into those micro serrations created by the sharpening stones, or scratches. We'll use some 8 to 9 ounce veg tan leather here. I like doing that because that tells me how much teeth I got, how much effort I got to work to cut through that leather. And that's a pretty nice one right there. That's a nice working edge. Oop. You hear it's, you know, it's strop, but it's still 2200 diamond plate. You can hear the teeth. It's not over refined or anything. That's kind of what I'm starting out here with on this channel is, you know, the basics. Some basic stones, basic, you know, one strop, nothing crazy. We'll get into different stone progressions, different stropping emulsion progressions. But for now, this is what we're doing. Just taking knives and getting them sharp. Getting them sharp for work. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Thanks a lot, everyone.